globalization and all of that, guess what? More Nigerians are joining the Dollar Millionaire Club. In the past year, we've had an increase from 7,200 to 8,100, and that indicates a 12.5% increase in the growth of Nigerians in the Dollar Millionaire Club, and it's been linked to stronger currency value, business growth, and capital market gains. While this represents significant progress in economic fortunes of the country, or of Nigerians, there's still progress to be made to return to the 15,000 millionaires recorded in 2013. That's when the country had a climax. So, how does this trickle down to the average man, whom we've been talking about since yesterday, looking at that scorecard for the reforms? We have the Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of Rank, Mr. Femi Iromini, right here in the studio. Mr. Iromini, are you one of those millionaires?
Okay.
You want to do Christianity now? Profess it out. I'm part of it.
No, I'm part. We're working towards it. We're all on the journey.
Okay, but really interesting that even though we have squeeze from the geopolitical side, we've had those reforms which numbers show has driven more people into poverty here in Nigeria. In spite of that, we had more than 12% increase in the number of Nigerians that are dollar millionaires. Where are they? What sectors? How do they make their money? Maybe I missed out of that information, so I can go there too.
So I think the first thing is to set things in context, right? Using the word increase, I think I'll stay more with recovery.
Recovery. Yeah, okay, because we've gone higher than that before.
Even beyond doing higher than that. In 2024, for instance, we lost about 1,600.
Okay.
2023, we lost another 200. So it's exciting, it's really good, but we're at the face of recovery, right? Which is why when you talk about the common man, you might not see the impact, but it's progress, right? And when you think about what are the sectors, you take it down to the major driver, which is more like the currency stability. The first one you're going to see is the financial services. Then you move on to telecommunication, real estate, retail. And the interesting one, which is more like the fastest growing, is the entertainment sector, right? Now, when you look at the financial service sector, for instance, think about the bank's recapitalization. That was about 4.5 trillion in addition to the capitalization for the banks, right? And about 70% of that came from the local investors in Nigeria. So that's for the financial sector, right? So that means with bank recapitalization, there are more millionaires, there are more billionaires, right? Now, the next one you look at is more around the real estate sector, for instance. Yes, there's so much upticks at the upper end, right? But look at major declaration in the real estate sector, cement being a major contributor. Look at what HBM declared half year for their profit after tax, about 208 billion for half year alone. Then you move on to telecommunication, more spend on data and all that, and you look at MTN, for instance, the performance for half year profit after tax was about 707 billion. That's incredible. So when you look at each one of these sectors, they're more like drivers to these new dollar millionaires that we have. Now, the last one is around entertainment, right? When you look at the entertainment sector, major drivers are more like the creators economy, right? Imagine what is happening with influencers, content creator. It's more like the new money, and it's exciting that is one of the fastest growing sector when it comes to the growth, basically.
So are you saying that this new entrants into the Dollar Millionaire Club are not the same individuals who were dropped off? in 2024, 2023 and all?
It's a blend of both, right? Because when you look at 2023, 2024, there's more like a shift in what sectors are actually driving this billionaire. Now, looking at all the sectors that has been listed, they are non-oil sectors primarily. And in a way, the new addition, the new entrant, which is entertainment, is quite new, and there's a lot of potential to it. So, empirically, if we're going to drill down into the data, it's going to be a mix of the ones that were dropped and then the new ones, basically. And I believe that
fintech is contributing a lot here. Fintech growth, that's also bringing on board.
Yeah, to a good extent. The numbers are astronomical, but more policies can actually drive that, such that fintech can actually have more participation when it comes to the capital market in Nigeria. That can drive more liquidity to the fintech operators, basically, and even the customers that we're serving, because I participate in the fintech sector as well.
So you're trying to say that an individual can become a millionaire in dollars if you invest in the markets, or is there another form of investment you're talking about? Because I know you talked about the financial services sector, the telecommunications, fintech, and entertainment. So for individuals listening now, they say, okay, let me head to the market. This can put me up onto the extent I can get to the club. Or are there other? Is it equity or how?
So now the sectors that I've listed out are more like drivers, right? But when it comes to the retail investors' participation or transitioning into being a millionaire in dollars, yes, people often jump on overnight, let it just happen. But I believe that there can be more of a growth pattern to it, right? Primarily, the capital markets is a major driver to being able to move a lot of people out of poverty into stability. And the reason for that is you're buying into companies that are driving the economy. You're buying into government bonds that are being used to develop infrastructure. And when you look at that, in terms of progression, let's even talk about the financial inclusion or economic inclusion. First level is people have accounts, they can do transaction now. Then the next phase is they're able to save. Now, when you look at Nigeria, yes, about 40% Nigerians save today. But savings cannot necessarily translate to you being wealthy. Is a step, right? Being able to move from just people saving, transacting alone, to now being able to participate in the capital market goes a long way to broaden their chances of being wealthy, because you're expanding your asset classes. You're expanding your asset classes across equities, across bonds, and these are more like medium to low risk asset classes that are stable. Yes, it takes time and they compound, but there's a major part when they can give you a multiplying effect. When people participate more, they have access to the right information. So yes, it's very important, which is one of the things we're doing at Rank, such that we're not just keeping people at, okay, you're saving alone. We're giving them the leverage that the so-called new millionaires has, which is in terms of being able to have access to opportunities, but not just that, being able to tokenize opportunities that used to have a benchmark in terms of the entry points. Take, for example, often people think capital markets, you need to have up to 10 million, 100 million. But with the model we've designed, is such that you can tokenize this such that 10 friends, 20 friends can come together and contribute the same amount and have the same leverage that has always been limited to the 1% of the 1%.
Because while on the one hand we celebrate more Nigerians re-entering the club, on the other hand, doesn't it say that the disparity between the rich and the poor is getting wider when we talk about equitable distribution of wealth in Nigeria?
Yes, it's getting wider. Now
and the middle class is getting lost.
Okay, we'll go down a very deep rabbit hole if we have to do that. We're going to spend like 10 minutes, about 10 hours on that, because in reality, the wealth inequality gap is broadening, right? But to be able to achieve, let's not say equality, let's say being able to move more people from poverty to stability, expanding our middle class, it means that we need to provide more access to the retail, to the mass market when it comes to capital market, basically. Because looking at most of the millionaires, dollar millionaires we're talking about, the major driver to their wealth is mostly capital market, right? And when you look at that, that means we need to get more retail investor to participate. Think about it today. Retail investors only contribute about 26% to the whole capital market. That's just about 53 million people that actually trade in the market, right? And when you look at that, we have a population of over 200 million people. Now, drill down a little bit further in terms of comparison. We have about $8,200 billionaires today compared to a population of 200 million people. Compared to that to Egypt, that's about 15,000 and a population of 120,000 people. It means that we need to create more access for the middle class and the mass market to be able to participate, to move beyond just transactions alone, to participate more in the capital market. There has to be a lot more when it comes to education. Market, what does it mean? What does it mean to invest in stock? What does it mean to invest in mutual funds? How does it change? And there's a myth around capital, around the stock market, based on a lot of things that happen, like previous years, say 2028, 2013, 2020 or thereabout. There's a new generation, and the new generation needs to wake up to that awareness that capital markets is good, but it has to come with real education and real engagement, basically.
And especially because you have warned us that saving cannot take us to this club.
No,
it's investment. Investment is the path.
Actually, because savings only help you build habit, consistency. A lot of people need to move from saving to deliberate investment, being able to build for long term.
All right, thank you so much. If I hear nothing, I hear that savings cannot take me there. It is investment, so I have to look for very credible investment platforms to use. And you say the capital market is one of those. Thank you so much, Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of Rank, Mr. Femi Iromini. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right.